Out here under endless skies and ancient canyon walls lies the home of Long Drive. 32 came, 8 remain. A new season begins today.
Right to center of the grid.
Rivalries reignite, legends rise, and new stars are born. The fight for the first trophy begins. This is the Clash in the Canyon. A beautiful day here in Mesquite, Nevada, our first event of the year, and this place really needs no introduction, the home of Long Drive. I'm Tyson Geick, joined by Bobby Ray, our 2024 most entertaining athlete of the year and world rank number 8. Bobby, unfortunately, this is becoming a bit of a theme. You just missed the cut, not competing in this top 8, but we're excited to have you here.
Yeah, that's how this sport goes. A lot of close calls. I was probably one ball away from joining these guys in the top 8, but I can honestly say the 8 guys left are probably the 8 best hitters in the world this week. Can't wait to see how it shakes out.
Talk to me about these conditions here in Mesquite. Some hitters have a bit of a love-hate relationship about hitting on this grid. What are you seeing?
Well, I personally think this is the best grid in the world. It's a fantastic grid to hit balls on. I think that if anybody's struggling, they're referencing the conditions, and the conditions right now are tough. The wind is doing everything but helping. It's off the left, it's off the right, it's straight into, and it's constantly changing. So the key is to hit your ball as often as you can. Hopefully you get the right gusts, the right bounce, and it falls in your favor.
Well, speaking of conditions, ahead of our first match, Zack Holton versus Josh Koch, we caught up with Zack to get his thoughts on this grid and these conditions.
Yeah, today's going to be a little tough. We've got incoming wind from right to left, and so going to be into the wind. So it's really all about just hitting your shot. I mean, you got to be able to flight the ball down a little bit. It's really all about solid contact. Like if you hit a good ball, it's going to go. Probably use the ground a little bit more today. I'm going to be focused on hitting a little mid ball flight, try to get a little bit more rollout. But I mean, you just got to hit balls in play. The gusts, you know, you never know what wind you're going to get. So the more balls you put in play, the better chance you have getting a good rollout.
First match of the quarterfinals, Zack Holton, world rank number 5, going up against Josh Koch. Josh Koch, interesting story. Dealt with injury last year, didn't see much of him, but he's back, and this is a great start to the season for him, making it to the top 8. Yeah,
well, these guys seem to always be in the top 8. They're 2 of the best, most consistent hitters on the planet. They hit really good balls, and they're both around that 215 to low 220 range. So either one of these guys can take home the crown today. And it's really just who can get a better ball in play first and then try to build on that.
These guys are both big bodies, Bobby. Josh Koch, 35 years of age. When you're looking at these hitters, what does an older guy have to do on the tee box in order to compete with a younger guy like Zack Holton in his 20s?
Yeah, you got to take good care of your body. But like you said, these guys are big guys. And when they're all standing next to each other, it's like, oh, these look like normal golfers. Good ball there by Josh Koch right down the middle. But these guys are both about 6'4", 6'5", 230, 240. I mean, these are big human beings here, and it definitely isn't a requirement to hit the golf ball far, but if everything's equal, the bigger and stronger you are, the further the ball is going to go. So
Zack Holton likes that one right down the middle, 218 ball speed. Seeing the rollout here from the Ryan Rees-Beck Grid Cam, a new feature this season. 388, so he's got Josh by about 6 yards now.
So now the pressure shifts to Josh Koch, and Josh is one of the best 6-ball hitters in our sport. So the pressure starts to mount, but it doesn't really seem to bother him. He's got ball 5 and ball 6 to try to beat that 388 mark set by Zack, and he's very capable of doing it. Josh is actually one of the guys responsible for knocking me out in the round of 16 with a 408 ball in pretty tough conditions. So he's very capable going over 400 right here.
Truthfully, one of my first memories of Long Drive was you getting mad and saying Josh Koch every time. So I think I remember that very specifically.
Some guys have your number across sports, and in the sport of Long Drive, Josh Koch certainly seems to have my number along with a lot of other guys' numbers. He just seems to rise to the occasion. So let's focus in on Josh's 6th ball here, see if we can put a good one in play.
25 seconds left. Well, there's a nice one.
Josh just kind of slipped there. Gonna miss the grid left.
225 ball speed there from Zack Holton. Bobby, how much of an impact does that have, that ball speed? Because Zack did have that edge on Josh throughout this whole first quarterfinal match.
Yeah, well, first of all, Zack's just hitting this one for fun, and he drills it right down the middle. A little bit of a miss hit actually for him at 218. He's really moving the club well, but ball speed is really the factor that you can't replicate, right? You can hit the best ball you can hit, but if two guys are hitting the same ball flight, ball speed's going to win almost every single time. And right now, Zack's just a little bit faster than Josh. He's moving it in the low 220s, and that's a great place for him.
Golf is hard. Taking it seriously is harder. Bogey Bros is for the golfers who pack more beers than balls and measure success in laughs, not low scores. The only thing we take serious is our premium quality.
Well, prior to his match, we caught up with Colton Casto, who heads into a season world #1 for the first time.
To be honest, I'm not really trying to think about, like, the world #1. It's cool and all, but I'm just trying to, like, it's on the back burner. I don't care about it. It's time to focus and hit good balls and play. So starting the season strong would be real nice. I mean, I had a pretty good end of the season last year, winning 2 out of the last 3. So see if I can keep the momentum going and just get the year started off on a good note.
Quarterfinal match #2, world rank #1 Colton Casto going up against world rank #9 TJ Baker, who is the top ranked international hitter at this time.
Yeah, and for good reason. He's a really big, long, lanky dude, creates a ton of speed, and his speeds have jumped a little bit this offseason, trying to touch that 230 number during speed sessions, and he's been in the low 220s when he's hit a good ball this tournament, and that's plenty of speed. The problem is he's going up against world #1 Colton Casto, who in my opinion is the best hitter in the world right now, and it's one thing if you're the fastest guy in the tournament like Holton. It's another thing if you also have the best ball flight characteristics in terms of flight and spin. And when you put them both together like Holton does, if he hits his best ball, there's really nobody in this tournament that can quite catch him. So the thing for Colton is step up and hit one of these 6 like he's capable, and he's in good shape.
Well, 3 OB off the hop. TJ Baker leading with 393 yards. At this time,
yeah, there's that 220 number from TJ Baker, and it's down the left side. Just rolls OB. They're getting a little bit of roll here on this grid, not a ton. About 20 yards, 25 yards is a good number of roll, depending on the bounce you get. So it is a little bit of an equalizer because this grid is rolling out a little bit. Some of the guys who maybe aren't carrying it quite as far, if they catch the right bounce, can keep up. Whereas some grids are very soft and they're all carry-oriented. It kind of cancels out some of the mid-flight, lower flight guys. So this is a really great grid because there's a lot of different ball flights that will work and that will produce big numbers.
The balls are running out for Casto. Has to get one in play. Will this be it?
Oh,
yes,
boom.
And he's yelling at it.
Yeah, so this one's at 227 miles an hour. The spin rate's about perfect. Not a ton of roll, but this one's going to be over 400 yards. He takes the lead. That's a huge 5th ball for him. As time is kind of winding down, that 5th and 6th ball when you don't have any in, the pressure definitely builds, and everything feels a little bit different, and he steps up there. So now the pressure shifts back to TJ Baker, who's on his 6th ball, and Colton likes another one.
Yeah,
right down the middle.
230 ball speed. He's led the way in terms of ball speed this entire competition, and you know, this is no exception here. He continues to crush it. That is unbelievable in match play.
Yeah, 401 yards from Colton. TJ's a great hitter, but there's not really anybody that can keep up with 230 with perfect flight and spin.
This is the most advanced rangefinder on the market. It's as effective on the grid as it is on the greens. The Cube by Caddy Talk helps you take guessing out of your game. It's also the perfect gift for the avid golfer. Get an exclusive World Long Drive discount. Claim yours now. Our third match of the quarterfinals, Jack Smith, who had a pretty solid season last year, going up against Cody Billinghurst. A great start to the season last year for him, a finalist in Memphis. Dealt with some injuries later on. I think that affected him heading into the World Championship, but he's looking healthy and ready to go now. He is the heaviest body in our quarterfinals of match play here.
He's just a solid dude, and he likes this first ball right down the middle at 218. This is good grid for Cody because he's kind of a mid-flight guy, and he'll catch a lot of good bounces that'll really run out for him. So perfect first ball to start the set. And like you said, he's a big body, man. These are big, strong guys. And Jack Smith is not a small guy either. He's about 6 foot, 220, 225, pure muscle, with a great golf swing and the fastest hips in the sport. There's a reason that Jack's one of the fastest guys out here. You're going to see balls in the mid-220s, upper 220s from Jack Smith as well. So great matchup we have here in this quarterfinal match.
That's got to feel good for Jack, going 415 right off the hop. Takes a bit of the pressure off, and now he can have some fun.
Yeah, and that's a dangerous spot for Cody Billinghurst. When Jack gets one of those first few balls in play, he just starts to level up the speed. And that 415 is a huge ball right now, so you're going to have to focus. Oh, there's another good one from Jack. So there's 228 ball speed at 2200 spin. It's essentially a perfect ball. Just not quite as big as a bounce as that first ball from him. But, again, our focus is on Cody right now. You know, he's got 3 balls left. He's going to have to really wind up and hit his absolute best ball to come close to that 415 number.
Let's see what Jack's got. I like the yelling match that these two have going up against one another, and they're kind of egging each other on, but at the same time, you know, encouraging one another.
Well, it's a high, adrenaline sport, and you do feed off everyone else's adrenaline. The fans obviously give you some, but when your competitor hits a big ball and yells at one, it automatically elevates your own adrenaline. So sometimes you'll see sets where it's back and forth, guys hitting good balls because they're just feeding off each other. And now we got Cody down to his last 2 balls.
That's a dart.
215 ball speed, a slight mishit for him. I don't think he loves it. This is one that's going to have to really roll out to come anywhere close to that number Jack said. 388 for Cody. So he's down to his 6th ball here. It's all about ball speed. He's going to have to be north of 220.
Jack was 226 on that last one. So
it's a ball speed contest right now.
And
a miss hit from Cody left. Jack missed right, but that'll do it. Jack Smith right out the gate with a 415 ball. He's here to play, and Jack's one of those guys where if he hits his best ball, he and Colton Casto and Scottie Pearman, there's a few guys where they hit their best ball. They're hard to catch.
Jax might have hit a house. He had to take some insurance.
That's in the Johnson's backyard.
We want to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Prestige Golf Cars, located right here in the heart of Mesquite.
We have a great lineup here at Prestige. First of all, we're an Easy Go dealer. And not only are we Easy Go, which has been around for over 70 years, but we also are Donago, which is our newest entry. And we have the new Advanced EV. And we also sell the new Magjax. We also carry a variety of used and also refurbished carts. And those are really nice because customers that may want a new but can't afford a new may want to go to a refurbished cart that's been completely redone. New wheels, new tires, new body, new seats, new canopy for a real low price.
Last match of the quarterfinals. Let's get this done. Oldest guy here in match play, Scottie Pearman. He's a freak of nature, 40 years old, but gets better every competition. Up against Roni Shin, 2024 Rookie of the Year. He's been fantastic, and he was one of my players to watch this year.
Yeah, well, Ronnie's got a great golf swing and plenty of speed. He's been up around 220 this tournament when he hits him good, and that's plenty of speed to put him right in the mix. The unfortunate thing for Ronnie is going against Scottie Pearman, and Scottie's in the mid to upper 220s with a super high launch and low spin, and his ball flight characteristics are phenomenal. Very similar to Colton Casto's, where if Scottie hits a good ball, there's very few people in the world that can catch his best ball. So watch out for Scottie. If he yells at one, you're in big trouble.
Is Scottie finished?
Oh, like that one.
Yeah,
he says goodbye, and if this one hangs on down that left side,
oof,
which it does not.
That
was a huge ball. That was a huge ball. It was well over 400 yards there. And Ronnie's got to feel good that one just snuck out of bounds left.
Yeah, Scottie Pearman finishing in the top 4 of the World Championship last year. A great season, won his first WLD event. Roni's got a big ball there in play.
Yeah, so 207, big miss hit there from Roni, but that first ball in play is super important. And now as we start to see Scottie Pearman pressing a little bit, he's 0 for his first 3. He's got a 2-way miss. You start to press a little bit. But I've seen Scottie rise up to the occasion many, many times. Scottie just knows he needs to do his thing and hit his ball.
All right, Bobby, for people who may not be as familiar with this sport, why would someone stepping up to the tee box not just say, hey, I'm going to get one in play here at 375 yards?
Well, first of all, it's a timing issue. If you try to slow everything down and just bunt one out there, the timing is going to be so different from the swing you've been, putting on display the entire week. Everything can go wrong. Your actually misses can get bigger when you try to slow things down and smooth things out and try to just bunt one out there. So your misses are actually going to be a little bigger on occasion when you're trying to smooth things out. And the other reason is your odds of the other player just going OB is relatively low. You want to go out there and put on your best performance and hit a ball that the other guy can't catch. That's what this sport's all about.
Just under 30 seconds left to play here. Things slipping away for Scottie. He's got 1 ball left. 364 is the number to beat. And, I mean, that's very doable.
Yeah, and Roni knows that. Roni's trying to hit a big 6th ball here to give him a chance just in case Scottie does catch one. And Scottie's just trying to hit his ball. So OB right for Roni. Now we focus in on Scottie, and he hates it.
Well, 3 seconds left to play there. Time was just running out. Not happy.
Yeah, he's devastated. Scottie hates to be his own worst enemy, and unfortunately here, that's what happened.
A former D1 golfer at Bowling Green State University, Roni wins match play. He'll advance to the semifinals. Semifinals, here's where things get interesting. Zack, Holton, Colton, Casto, one-stop power shot matchup. Anyone can take this one. Zack Holton is one of the more consistent hitters on this tour. You always see him in and around this semifinal kind of ranking of the match play. And then Colton Casto, I mean, what more can you say about him? He's had such a great year last year and come into this season as the guy to watch.
Yeah, well, he's a 3-time winner last year and was the favorite going into the World Championships, caught a couple tough breaks and got eliminated before match play, but he's got something to prove this year that he's still the best hitter in the world, and I know he's on a mission. But again, Zack Holton is one of the best hitters in the world, and you use the word consistent, that kind of takes away from what he really is, and he's dominant. I mean, he really puts up big numbers. His ball speed this week has been up from last year. Last year, he was in the upper teens to low 220s. He's been kind of in the low 220s to mid 220s this week, and that's plenty of speed with his ball flight, and I'm looking forward to see what happens with this match.
Do I need to text him an apology for that consistent?
I don't think so. I think everybody likes to be called consistent. I'm just making sure everybody back home knows the dude's consistent, but consistently dominant, consistently impressive.
Colton puts this one up real high, looking to go OB right.
Yeah, I would like to see average ball speed numbers this week. I would say Colton's probably 3 to 4 mile an hour average, faster than the next closest guy. Even Colton's miss hits are 223, 224, and nobody else in the field is really putting up those numbers. So Zack Holton's at 385. That's not a great ball, but he has one in play. It's more than Colton can say right now. Hitting his 4th one, this one's going to be OB right as well. So same thing as that quarterfinal match where Colton's down to his 5th ball with nothing in play, and he's very capable, as we saw, of hitting his 5th or 6th ball in play. But why you got to do that to yourself? Why you got to make things so hard on yourself? That's just the way this sport is. 60-yard wide grid, but sometimes it feels like it's about 10 yards wide.
One of the cliches in this sport: if I can put my ball in play, and that's the one, this one's going to be in play.
Yeah,
and it's 228 ball speed. This is unreal.
Yeah, that's way out there.
We're gonna be about
well over 400 yards. It looks
Waiting
like.
for the call from Ryan Reesbeck here.
Yeah.
confirmed
405 yards. And now again, our focus now shifts to Zack Holton. Zack Holton is very capable of going 405 or longer, but he's going to have to hit one of his best balls right here.
He's got an opportunity. Colton mishits that one. 6 seconds left on the clock. And he puts this one OB left.
That's twice now in this tournament. Colton has stepped up on his 5th ball, having been OB through his first 4, and steps up and hits his ball. And again, if he's in his upper 220s with his height and spin, he's impossible to beat.
Semifinal match number 2. Jack Smith, Ronnie Shin, another one-stop power shop matchup. I think Jack Smith got to be the favorite in this one. Runner-up at the 2024 World Championship up against 2024 Rookie of the Year and Ronnie Shin. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and that's nothing against Ronnie saying that Jack's a favorite. Jack should be the favorite. He's one of the best hitters in the world, and he's up there with Colton Casto in terms of ball speed, you know, in those mid to upper 220s when he's hitting them good. And he obviously has great ball flight characteristics as well. He went 415 in his first match. So Ronnie needs to step up here and apply some pressure to Jack and try to put one of these first few balls in play.
Both OBE to start here, waiting for our first ball in play. Let's see who's got it. This one looking to go OB right. Jack, can he do it? Yeah, that looks like it'll be in play. 217 ball speed, so maybe not his fastest, but getting balls in play.
You know, it's crazy, though. I mean, that's still 40 to 50 miles an hour faster than PGA Tour players, and he hated it. The speed that these guys create is truly insane, and if you guys haven't had a chance to watch in person, you gotta check it out. The ball flight's crazy. The ball's in the air for 10 seconds, and it just goes.
Jack Smith, I would say a little bit more swagger coming into this season. Signed the deal with Pinnacle. Got some, you know, representation there.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He's fun to watch, right? Like, he steps up to the tee box. He's got a great personality, always smiling, having a fun time.
And a great golf swing, too. I mean, everyone likes to watch a good golf swing that produces crazy numbers. He's one of those guys where when you watch him hit, you say, how is he creating that much speed? You know, it does look fast, but he's doing it within himself. And again, these guys are freak athletes, and they're both young. Even though Jack Smith is kind of the favorite and the experienced guy out here, he's still young, and that's what's fun to see is a couple young guys trying to pave their way in the sport. Jack's looking for his second win. Ronnie Shin's looking for his first, and now Ronnie Shin is down to his 6th ball. And pressure builds diamonds, so we'll see if Ronnie can step up here. He's going to need a really, really good one.
228 ball speed there for Jack, so he's swinging for the fences with his one in play. And it comes down to that 6th ball. We've seen so many great moments in this sport that happen with the 6th ball.
Yeah, first thing is first, hit a good one, hit it in play, and see what happens. And he did just that. That's 218 miles an hour from Ronnie. That's a good ball for him. He's going to need a pretty good kick, and he gets it. That's over 400 yards, 6th ball. Ronnie Shin is going to take it down. It's amazing how often it comes down to that 6th ball, and we're seeing some people. Colton Casto stepping up on his 5th and 6th ball. Ronnie Shin just did it, and it looks like that should take it down. Waiting to see what Jack Smith's 6th ball is, but that was a huge ball from Ronnie.
For 3 ball is
405. He's got that ball right down the middle.
Yeah, Jack's last ball is OB. So, wow, a bit of an upset there. But again, if you watch Ronnie hit, he's a D1 player. He knows how to strike the golf ball, knows how to shape it, and he's plenty fast. So it's not a huge shock for these people in the sport that know just how good Ronnie is and where his potential lies.
From 32 hitters down to just 2. Bobby, before we get into the finals, we need to address something. I'm not that short. You're just standing on a hill, right?
You're kind of short.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm really excited about this match. Ronnie Shin, Colton Casto. We've talked about it a few times on this broadcast. Ronnie Shin, 2024 Rookie of the Year. Colton Casto, 2024 Athlete of the Year. Ronnie Shin heading into this one actually has the longest drive of the entire weekend. I know conditions changed, so he was hitting earlier, but he did clock in at 438 yards up against Colton Casto, who's pushed the limits with ball speed, leading the way in terms of the elite division all weekend long.
Mm-hmm. This is a fun one, and it could shake out any number of ways. I think that Ronnie Shin's going to really want to apply some pressure here early and put Colton in that tough spot where he has to step up and try to hit a good one and play. The reality is Colton Casto is around 230 miles an hour. He's launching it high. His spin rates are good, and if he hits his best ball, he's almost impossible to beat. So, again, Ronnie needs to hit a good ball and play, apply some pressure, and try to build on it.
For all the marbles, it all comes down to this at the Clash in the Canyon, our first event of the season, a rematch of the 2024 Port Rowan final between world-ranked #1 2024 Player of the Year Colton Casto going up against 2024 Rookie of the Year Ronnie Shin. This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and you know the fun thing is no matter what happens here in this match, I get to go see Rod Stewart live tonight in Las Vegas. I've been really looking forward to that.
I was more of a Barry Manilow guy. But
well, I think that they're a couple hours apart, so you can go see one after the other if you'd like.
Have you been to the Sphere yet?
No. I'm just waiting for Rod Stewart to get the invite to perform at the Sphere. That would be.
He deserves residency,
something.
right?
He really does. Residency at the Sphere. That'd be something else.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's set the stage here. You've got the best hitter in the world trying to hit his ball, and you got Ronnie Shin trying to hit his best ball and hope that Colton doesn't. And again, there's no offense there to Ronnie Shin. It's just we've seen this tournament. Colton is yet to be beat when he's hit his ball in play. So let's see what happens. And again, you want to apply pressure to Colton, right? Because he's obviously shown an inability to get some of those first few balls in. And you hope if that pressure continues to build, maybe he doesn't step up and hit his fifth or sixth ball in.
Well, there it is. The pressure is on now. 386. Ronnie's got his ball in play. Maybe not the furthest, but it does the trick.
Yeah. So right now, again, the focus always applies to the guy who's behind. And right now that is Colton Casto. Bottom line, he needs to get a ball in play. He's got kind of a two-way miss right now. You know, he's hitting that high, slight block, and then sometimes he's just slightly turning it over too much. And that can get frustrating, but at these speeds, your margin for error is essentially zero. And the crazy thing is the difference between a ball OB right and a ball OB left is so small that it becomes infuriating at times. You know, you can feel like you hit a perfect ball and it still goes OB, like that one. Look at that. It's within the sign, and that's going to be OB right, and that would have taken the lead for Colton. And it's just a sport. It's a huge sport. We deal with a quarter mile in a distance, but it's also a sport of inches and millimeters in terms of what part of that face the ball's hitting.
Jack Smith's dad made a really interesting point. These are the longest hitters on the planet, hitting balls the furthest they've ever been hit in any sport. This is, you're watching history almost here.
Yeah, well, the speeds they're creating, everyone is faster than they've ever been as well. And Kyle Berkshire kind of set the stage there for, you know, creating speeds that no one ever thought possible, going 230. Oh, here's a big one from Colton, and this is going down on the left side. He needs a favorable bounce.
You got the tension with him. Look at that.
It's gone, too. So that's OB left, probably 430 yards OB left. Again, Colton doesn't even need his best ball right now. He just needs an okay ball, and he needs to get it in play right now. It's down to his final ball. Ronnie hasn't built on his 386 number. Let's see if he can build on it here.
Oh, that's OB left. One last shot for Colton. He's yelling at it.
231 mile an hour, 2100 spin. It's perfect launch, perfect spin. It's the fastest ball we've seen hit this entire year.
Is that in? Walking the line.
It's going to be just OB right at about 425 yards.
My goodness,
Ronnie
waiting
Shin.
for official confirmation, but...
So Colton goes OB left at 430, OB right at 425.
Confirmed.
And he doesn't quite get it done. Ronnie Shin's going to take this thing home.
Unbelievable. You can just feel the adrenaline pumping through Ronnie Shin's veins right now. First event win for the 2024 Rookie of the Year.
And you know what his highlight was? Is that sixth ball against Jack Smith. You know, he didn't have his best set against Colton right there, but that sixth ball against Jack Smith when he stepped up when he needed to and hit a huge ball right down the middle, that set him up, putting him in this championship match. He applies the pressure to Colton Casto. Huge shoulder turn there. Textbook perfect. He applied the pressure, and Colton wasn't quite able to get one in play. And congratulations to this young man here. He deserves it.
Chief Commercial Officer David Livingston handing over the first trophy of the year. Nice that the trophies have changed this year, Bobby.
Yeah, you got to change them up, you know. Or else for guys like Colton Casto, they become redundant, and you'd have a bunch of the same looking trophies. So
he uses them as cereal bowls at home for Fruity Pebbles.
But Ronnie Shin with his first win, and anyone that knows him knows how talented he is. He's putting in a lot of work. A lot of the one-stop power shop guys going and giving a little celebration there. It's kind of a tradition, and you know, he's a 220 guy when he's hitting it well with perfect flight and spin, and that's going to give you a chance to win tournaments. And he steps up on that sixth ball against Jack Smith, applies the pressure against Colton Casto, and he gets it done.
Ronnie Shin, our first Elite Tour winner of the year. I watched you closely in the offseason, and you just knew you were going to be a problem this season. What went into this win for you?
I mean, it was pretty simple. I just found a shot, hit the grid, try to hit it as long as I can, you know.
A rematch of the 2024 Port Rowan final. You go up against world number 1 Colton Casto, 2024 Player of the Year. You're the 2024 Rookie of the Year. The storylines were ripe in this one. How good does it feel to get that revenge?
I like it. I like it. It was fun, but I mean, it's just kind of like me out here, to be honest. I know that if I put my best ball out here, I can be competitive with everybody in the world. So that's what it is for me.
We're back here in a few weeks. What goes into the next few weeks for you before heading to the duel in the desert in April?
Same thing as always. Just, train hard, swing well, hit some good balls in play, and hit them long.
Congrats, Roni.
Thank you very much, Tyson.
Event 1 in the books. Congratulations to Roni Shin, our first champion of the year. Bobby, this has been a ton of fun. Going to be doing this all season long. Tune in here at YouTube for all the elite broadcasts, the women's broadcasts, and we'll sprinkle some amateur broadcasts in there. What did you see here today? What were some highlights for you?
I saw that this sport is wide open right now. This elite tour is 32 hitters in there. Any one of them, if they get hot and they catch the right breaks, they catch the right bounces, they hit the right balls, any one of them can win, and this is going to be a really fun season. There's some dominant hitters, but that doesn't mean that the field can't step up and hit the right ball at the right time and come home with a win. So we're going to see a lot of different winners this year, and I'm really excited for 2025.
A Duel in the Desert takes place April 11th to the 13th. That's our next event right back here in Mesquite. Any predictions?
My prediction is big balls out there, and hopefully we get a little bit more favorable wind next time. Again, the wind was swirling. It was hurting this week. Hopefully we get downwind and we see some balls 440, 450, and that makes it a little bit more exciting because in the end, that's what we're trying to do is hit golf balls as far as we possibly can.
Speaking of big balls, we've got a date at the Sphere, so let's head down to Vegas.
Barry Manilow,
Rod Stewart.
Manilow, Rod Stewart, they're co-headlining.
Yes,
very excited about that.
Looking for that residency, Rod. So let's do it. We'll see you back here April 11th to 13th. Duel in the Desert. The ladies will be back for the first time. Really looking forward to that. I mean, this season's just going to be so fun with all these hitters. Everyone's hitting it so well right now. We're starting to see the cream kind of rise to the top too. So this has been a ton of fun. Thanks, Bobby, for doing this.
You got it.